Hi everybody. Today we're going to look at the anterior aspect of the forearm, which is the flexor muscles, and we're going to look at the first on the model, and then after that we'll go ahead and look at the on the cadaver. Okay, so this is the way the flexor muscles are located in the anterior aspect of the forearm. And the extensor muscles, as you know, is located on the posterior or dorsal aspect of the forearm. And so these are flexors, as you recall. Since they pass two important joints. Certain muscles in the anterior aspect, they pass the elbow joint. Therefore, since they pass the elbow joint, they do function on the elbow, which is primarily flexion. We're going to look at other functions a bit later individually. So they pass the elbow joint. So they perform function for the forearm, and also these muscles pass along the wrist joint. So since they pass the wrist joint, they also have functions on the hand. All right, and so is that the only joints that they pass? No. After they pass the wrist joints, and some of the muscles, we're going to look at it, and some of the muscles pass through the, well not through, but pass by the metacarpophalangeal joint. So there's also metacarpophalangeal joints here. So they pass this joint too, and therefore, so this is a metacarpophalangeal joint, so if they pass that joint, they would do action on the fingers, on the digits. So basically, they pass the elbow joint, some of the muscles pass the elbow joint, and they make functions, they perform functions on the forearm. Some of the muscles pass the wrist joint, so they perform function in the hand, and some of the muscles pass along the metacarpophalangeal joint, so therefore they perform functions on the fingers, on the digits. Okay, let's look at them one by one now. So these are the flexor muscles, the anterior aspect of the forearm, the muscles of the anterior aspect of the forearm, the flexor muscles, and primarily these muscles originate from the medial epicondyle. So this is the medial epicondyle on the medial side of the humerus. All right, and therefore, medial epicondyle, as you remember, it is also referred as common flexor origin, and all these tendons that originate from the medial epicondyle are also referred to as common flexor tendon. All right, so most of the flexor muscles of the forearm originates from the medial epicondyle of the humerus. So don't forget that. So let's look at these muscles one by one. One of the first muscles is from lateral to medial, all right? So this is the lateral aspect. Well, how do I know this is the lateral aspect? Because this is the thumb side, don't forget. Thumb side is always lateral. So from the lateral, we have the pronator teres muscle here. This is the pronator teres. It originates from, again, medial epicondyle, common flexor origin, and then goes all the way down to the radius. So basically, this is the medial epicondyle, pronator teres origin from here and goes to the radius. When it pulls, boom, so it pronates the forearm, okay? That's how it functions. So this is the pronator teres nerve. Pronator teres is the median nerve. Don't forget that, median nerve. So most of the muscles in the forearm, in the anterior aspect, is innervated by the median nerve. So there's one and a half muscle exception. We're going to look at that, which is the ulnar nerve. But most of the muscles are innervated by the median nerve. So this is the pronator teres. And the next muscle here, so we're going from lateral to medial. The next muscle along the road is the flexor carpi radialis, which is this. Flexor carpi radialis, again, medial epicondyle goes all the way down to the first and second metacarpal, the base of the first and second metacarpal. So this muscle here is flexor carpi radialis. Again, flexor carpi radialis come from here, they go all the way down here. So basically, it passes on the wrist joint, so it flexes the forearm, and also passes the wrist joint. It also flexes the hand, plus, since it inserts to the first two metacarpal, the second and the third. So this is the first metacarpal. Of course, it doesn't go over there, but the second metacarpal and third metacarpal. So it attaches to the base of the second and third metacarpal. So it also does this motion here, abduction or radial deviation. So basically, the flexor carpi radialis goes all the way down. So it passes the elbow joint, the wrist joint, and attaches to the second and third metacarpal, flexes the forearm, flexes the hand, and also radial deviates the hand. Okay, that's it. And the nerve of this muscle is, again, the median nerve. The next muscle on the way is palmaris longus. So this muscle here is palmaris longus, this muscle here. It has a large or long and thin and slender tendon. And again, it gets its origin from the medial condyle, attaches to the flexor retinaculum here and the palmar upper neurosis. This is the flexor retinaculum here. Okay, and then you have the palmar upper neurosis. You don't see it here. So that's where it goes over. So it basically stabilizes the palm of the hand. And some of the individual it doesn't exist. Sometimes it's absent. And this clinical significance of palmaris longus muscle is that I'm going to show it to you in the cadaver, is that it is the most important muscle in the grafting of the tendon. So if there's an injury of the tendon or somewhere else in your body, so basically they get this, because it's not really crucial, the muscular activity, so they get the tendon of this muscle, and they graft it or transplant it to that particular area where the tendon is damaged. Okay, so this is the palmaris longus. Next muscle that we have here is this muscle here on the medial side. Again, medial epicondyle goes all the way down, and it passes and then it goes to the carpal bones. One of the carpal bones would be a pisiform. It's on the medial side. So this is flexor carpi ulnaris. So it's on the medial side. Medial epicondyle passes the elbow joint, passes the wrist joint, goes to the carpus, and then attaches to the pisiform. So it also has flexor of the forearm. Since it passes the wrist joint, flexors of the hand, and also it's on the medial side, so it does this motion here. It's the adduction or ulnar deviation. Okay, and the nerve now, it's on the ulnar side. This is innervated by the ulnar nerve. Okay. So these are the superficial muscles. Okay. So we have again these are superficial muscles. These are looking at the superficial aspect of the forearm, and we also have the deep muscles. The other superficial muscle that we have here, just beneath these muscles, is flexor digitorum superficialis, which is this muscle here. Well, if I get this out of the way, it's just beneath palmaris longus and flexor carpi radialis. This flexor carpi radialis, this is palmaris. If I get that out of the way, so the muscle that we see here is flexor digitorum superficialis. And flexor digitorum superficialis has a wide range of origin, like ulnar, radius, and also medial epicondyle. And flexor digitorum superficialis goes all the way to the fingers, to the digits. It goes to the second phalanx of second, third, fourth, and fifth digits. All right. It goes to this middle phalanx. So it goes all the way down. So you have the proximal, middle, and distal phalanx, okay, of these phalanges and digits. So it goes all the way down to the middle, the side of the middle phalanx, and attaches to that area. So what happens is that, primarily, it passes small amount. It passes the wrist joint, because it also has small amount of this muscle originating from the medial epicondyle, but primarily it acts on the hand. So it passes the wrist joint, and it goes all the way down to the middle phalanx here. And basically what happens is it goes all the way down to the side of the middle phalanx. So it passes the elbow joint, it flexes the hand, and it goes all the way down, and it passes the metacarpal phalangeal joint, It flexes the carpometacarpal phalangeal joints. Also, it goes to the middle fingers. It also flexes the proximal interphalangeal joints, the proximal part of the interphalangeal joints. Okay. So that's the flexor digitorum superficialis. And this is actually, again, the nerve innervation is the median nerve. Okay. So these are the superficial muscles, and the other two muscles that we have, the other three muscles that we have is located in the deep aspect, and these are also referred as deep muscles. So if I get the flexor digitorum superficialis out of the way, the muscles that I see is flexor digitorum profundus. So this muscle here is flexor digitorum profundus on the lateral side, on the radial side. And then we have another muscle here, flexor pollicis longus. Flexor pollicis longus is on the, this is the opposite. So we have on the lateral side, on the radial side, the reason why I say radial is the thumb side. So this is flexor pollicis longus, and on the medial side is the flexor digitorum profundus muscle. So flexor digitorum profundus and flexor digitorum profundus and flexor pollicis longus, basically they originate, for instance, in the forearm. They don't go to the arm or the humerus. So the flexor pollicis longus originates on the radial aspect, on the anterior aspect or radius, and flexor digitorum profundus originates from the ulna. So flexor digitorum profundus goes all the way, passes the wrist joint, and it pierces the flexor digitorum superficialis tendon. So the tendon splits into two. This is superficialis tendon. Okay, just like I said earlier, the flexor digitorum superficialis tendon goes all the way down to the middle phalanx and splits into two and attaches to on the side of the middle phalanx. And the tendon of the flexor digitorum profundus goes through the split portion and then goes all the way down to the base of the distal phalanx. So what happens is that as it goes to the passes the wrist joint, it flexes the wrist joint. It passes the metacarpophalangeal joint. It flexes the fingers at the metacarpophalangeal joint. Since it goes all the way down to the distal phalanx, the proximal part of the distal phalanx, it also flexes the fingers too. Okay, so it passes the interphalangeal joint, it flexes the interphalangeal, and it also flexes the distal interphalangeal joint. So basically, it goes like this. All right. So it forms a fist, basically. Okay, so the last muscle would be the flexor digitorum, flexor pollicis longus. Again, this is on the radial side, and it goes all the way down to the proximal part of the proximal phalanx of the pollex, of the pollicis of the first phalanx of the distal phalanx of the first finger. Okay, in the pollex. So basically, this muscle, after the contraction, it would flex. It would flex the thumb. So it would go all the way to the distal phalanx, and then it would flex the thumb. And the nerve would be again the median nerve. The nerve of the flexor digitorum profundus. The flexor digitorum profundus, the medial side. Okay, so this is the medial side. Sorry. So this is the middle finger. So this is the medial side. Medial side would be innervated by the median nerve, and the lateral side would be innervated by the median 2/3. So median half would be innervated by the ulnar nerve, and the lateral half of the flexor digitorum profundus muscle would be innervated by the median nerve. The flexor digitorum profundus was flexor pollicis longus is innervated by the median nerve. So basically, all the muscles in the flexor compartment is innervated by the median nerve, except flexor carpi ulnaris, and the medial half of the flexor digitorum profundus is innervated by the ulnar nerve, and the rest of the muscle would be innervated by the median nerve. The last muscle I forgot, it would be the pronator quadratus muscle, which is a deep muscle here. It basically pronates the forearm. So there's two muscles that we looked at here that pronates the forearm. Pronator teres and pronator quadratus, and both are innervated by the median nerve. Okay, that's about it here, folks. So, and this muscle, most lateral muscle here, is brachioradialis. So it's located on the anterior aspect, yes, but it's a flexor muscle, yes, but it's on the lateral side, okay, and it's on the inner. It originates from the lateral side of the humerus, and it's one of the important flexors of the forearm too. But it's innervated by the radial nerve. It goes all the way down and then it inserts through the styling process of the radius. So this is the brachioradialis muscle here, and primarily the action of this muscle, it passes the elbow joint, so it basically flexes the forearm. Okay, so this is the brachioradialis. So that's about it here, folks. Let's look at the cadaver right now. Okay. Okay. Hi. So let's look at the flexor muscles of the forearm. So this is on the cadaver. So this is the as you can see, this is the anterior aspect of the forearm. This is the thumb side. Okay, this is the lateral side, and this is the little finger pinky side, and this is the medial side. Okay, so going from lateral to medial. So what muscles do we see here is this muscle here. Most lateral side muscle. This is the brachioradialis muscle. Right. So this is the brachioradialis muscle. Again, it comes from the humerus, and it goes all the way down to the styling process of the radius. So this is the brachioradialis muscle, and as you can see, there's a nerve here along. So this is the subcutaneous, and this is the nerve that is located below the skin, and this is the cutaneous branch of the musculocutaneous nerve. As you can see, this nerve comes out from this muscle here. This muscle here is the biceps, okay, and it innervates the biceps, the brachialis and coracobrachialis. This is musculocutaneous nerve. After giving off the muscular branches and innervating these muscles, it gives off the cutaneous branch and forming the cutaneous or sensory branch of the musculocutaneous. So this is the musculocutaneous branch supplying the lateral area of the forearm. So this is the forearm. So musculocutaneous nerve comes out from here and then supply the lateral part or lateral area of the forearm. Anterior lateral part, let's say. Anterior lateral part of the forearm. So this is the musculocutaneous nerve, the cutaneous branch of the musculocutaneous nerve. So this is the brachioradialis, okay? So just next to brachioradialis, as you can see, so we see this nerve here, okay, this is a radial nerve. So radial nerves are on the most lateral side. And again, this radial nerve innervates the brachioradialis muscle. So that's the radial nerve, and this nerve here, okay, this is the median nerve here. All right, this is the median nerve, and this muscle here is the biceps, and this is the biceps tendon. So this is the biceps tendon. So from lateral to medial, we have the brachioradialis muscle, we have the radial nerve, we have the tendon of the biceps, and then we have the median nerve here. The median nerve, all right. This is the median nerve. Let's get out of the way. And then we have these muscles, and then we have this muscle here, this pronator teres muscle here. Pronator teres muscle. All right, and then we have this muscle here. This is the flexor carpi radialis muscle. This is the palmaris longus muscle, and on the medial side, this muscle here is flexor carpi ulnaris. Okay, so from lateral, let's look at the muscles. Then from lateral to medial, we have the brachioradialis on the lateral side. So this bulging out muscle here is brachioradialis, which is this. All right, and the next muscle we see here is the pronator teres, which is this muscle. This muscle, pronator teres, and the next muscle here would be the flexor carpi radialis, which is this. Flexor carpi radialis goes to the radial side, and the next muscle will be palmaris longus. As you can see, it has a long tendon. a small belly, and it has long tendon, palmaris longus. And palmaris longus, where is it attached? It attaches to the flexor retinaculum. So this is the flexor retinaculum, and this here is palmar aponeurosis. So basically, the attachment points of the palmaris longus is flexor retinaculum and palmar aponeurosis. So this is palmaris longus, and the next muscle would be the flexor carpi ulnaris, which is on the ulnar side, which is this muscle here. This muscle here is flexor carpi ulnaris. So these are the superficial muscles, all right? And by the way, above these superficial muscles, we have the skin, and just below the skin, we have this superficial vein here, and this is basically the cephalic and basilic veins. So, and so this is the cephalic vein here. This vein here, okay, goes all the way down to the arm, and this is the basilic vein here. And the course of it in the forearm, I think it's cut. And this is the basilic vein. Basilic vein goes in, forms the brachial and then axillary vein here. This is the connection between the cephalic and basilic medial. You can call it medial cubital vein. Okay, so get that out of the way. So so this is the pronator teres. All right. So pronator teres basically has the ulnar head and the humeral head. As you can see, most of these flexor muscles are originated from the medial epicondyle. So this is pronator teres. This is the medial epicondyle. Okay, so so this is pronator teres, and just piercing pronator teres, the ulnar head and the humeral head, piercing that muscle would be this nerve here. This nerve here is the median nerve, as you can see. This is the median nerve. The median nerve basically goes through the carpal tunnel. So you have the carpal tunnel here, and this is the median nerve here. Okay, so this was flexor carpi radialis. Okay, flexor carpi radialis. Okay, and then you have the palmaris longus here. If I get these muscles out of the way, we can see another superficial muscle here, which is this muscle here, just beneath that. This is flexor digitorum superficialis muscle. It's really big, as you can see here. All right, this is flexor digitorum superficialis muscle. And if I get this flexor digitorum superficialis muscle, we go into the deep layer, which has three muscles: flexor digitorum profundus, flexor pollicis longus, and pronator quadratus. So this muscle here would be, okay, so there's like these tendons here, okay. So we have tendon here, all right. This is on the thumb side. So this tendon belongs to flexor pollicis longus, okay. This is on the thumb side. Okay, so this is flexor pollicis longus. These tendons belong to flexor digitorum profundus tendon. And beneath that, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a muscle here. This muscle here is deeper than the flexor digitorum profundus, and it's beneath that. So this muscle here is pronator quadratus. So these are the three muscles located in the deep layer. Flexor pollicis longus goes to the thumb. Flexor digitorum profundus goes to the tip of the fingers, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you have the pronator quadratus attaches from the lower 1/3 of the ulnar and radius, and does the pronation function. So all these are innervated by the median nerve, which is this nerve here. Which is this nerve here. This is the median nerve, all right? But the ulnar nerve here, as you can see, the ulnar nerve, this is the ulnar nerve. The ulnar nerve is just beneath the flexor carpi ulnaris muscle. This is flexor carpi ulnaris muscle, and just beneath that you have the ulnar nerve. So ulnar nerve basically traverses or passes or goes with the with this muscle here, which is the flexor carpi ulnaris muscle. So basically, flexor carpi ulnaris muscle is innervated by the ulnar nerve plus the ulnar half, or the medial half of flexor digitorum profundus is innervated by the ulnar nerve. So basically, ulnar nerve innervates 1.5 muscles of the flexor compartment of the arm, the anterior compartment of the forearm. And the rest of the muscles here are innervated by the median nerve. Okay. And let's look at a couple of things here. In terms of the tendons of the flexor digitorum superficialis and profundus. So this is the flexor retinaculum here, and it's the palmar aponeurosis here. So I'm flipping that out. So what we see here is these tendon here. So this tendon is basically flexor digitorum superficialis and profundus. So we're going to look at these tendons. Okay, second tendons over here, second, third, fourth, and fifth fingers. So we're going to look at the hand in our next video, and we'll look at the tendons of the superficialis and tendons much better. Okay, so I think that's about it. So these are the structures that we encounter of the anterior aspect of the forearm. Hope it was useful, and if you have any questions, please do ask. And in our next video, we'll look at the extensor muscles of the forearm and the hand. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Bye for now. Bye.